Hoodie, the dog, was big. He was the kind of dog that could easily be mistaken for a small bear, with his broad shoulders and towering height. His fur was a rich chocolate brown, and his eyes sparkled with a gentle kindness that made everyone feel at ease. Hoodie was the gentle giant of the neighborhood, always ready to lend a paw or offer a comforting nuzzle. Hoodie the dog was strong, his muscles rippled beneath his fur, and he could easily pull a cart loaded with groceries or help move heavy furniture. He was the go-to helper for any heavy lifting around the house. Despite his strength, Hoodie was always careful and gentle, never using his power to intimidate or harm. But most of all, Hoodie the dog was hungry, very hungry. His appetite was legendary, and he could often be found sniffing around the kitchen, hoping for a tasty treat. No matter how much he ate, Hoodie always seemed to have room for more. His favorite snacks were crunchy biscuits and juicy bones, but he wasn't picky. If it was edible, Hoodie wanted it. Whiskers the cat was sleek. Her fur was a glossy black, and she moved with the grace of a ballerina. Every step she took was measured and precise, and she could slip through the narrowest of spaces without making a sound. Whiskers was the epitome of feline elegance, and she knew it. Whiskers, the cat, was sly. She had a knack for getting into places she wasn't supposed to be, and she loved playing tricks on the other pets. Whether it was hiding their favorite toys or sneaking up on them when they least expected it, Whiskers always had a mischievous glint in her eye. She was the mastermind behind many of the household's playful antics. But most of all, Whiskers the cat was smart, very smart. She could solve puzzles that left the other pets scratching their heads, and she always seemed to know the best way to get what she wanted. Whiskers had a keen intellect and a sharp wit, making her the brains of the group. She often came up with clever plans to outsmart the humans and get her paws on those coveted snacks. Peppy the parrot was small. He was a tiny bundle of feathers with bright, colorful plumage that made him stand out wherever he went. Despite his size, Peppy had a big personality and a zest for life that was infectious. He loved to perch on the highest branches and survey the world below, always on the lookout for something interesting. Peppy the parrot was colorful. His feathers were a dazzling array of reds, blues, and greens, and they shimmered in the sunlight like a living rainbow. Peppy took great pride in his appearance, and he loved to show off his vibrant plumage to anyone who would watch. He was the most eye-catching member of the group, and he knew how to make an entrance. But most of all, Peppy the parrot was loud, very loud. His squawks could be heard from one end of the house to the other, and he had a talent for mimicking sounds and voices. Peppy loved to chatter and sing, and he often provided a lively soundtrack to the household's daily activities. His loud, cheerful voice was impossible to ignore, and it brought a sense of energy and excitement to the group. Nibbles the hamster was tiny. He was the smallest of the group, with soft golden fur and bright, curious eyes. Nibbles loved to explore his surroundings, and he could often be found scurrying through tunnels and hiding in small spaces. Despite his size, Nibbles had a big heart and a brave spirit. Nibbles the hamster was quiet. He preferred to observe and think before acting, and he had a calm, thoughtful demeanor. Nibbles loved to read and learn new things, and he often spent his time studying and pondering the mysteries of the world. His quiet nature made him a good listener, and the other pets often came to him for advice. But most of all, Nibbles the hamster was determined, very determined. Once he set his mind to something, there was no stopping him. Nibbles had a tenacity that belied his small size, and he never gave up no matter how difficult the task. Whether it was reaching a high shelf or solving a tricky problem, Nibbles approached every challenge with unwavering resolve. These four unlikely friends lived in the same house. Despite their differences, they had formed a close bond and worked together as a team. Each pet brought their unique strengths to the group, and they complemented each other perfectly. Hoodie, Whiskers, Peppy, and Nibbles were more than just housemates. They were a family. They shared a common goal: snacks. Delicious, crunchy, forbidden snacks. The mere mention of the word snack would make their ears perk up and their eyes light up with excitement. These treats were the ultimate prize, and the pets would do anything to get their paws on them. The snacks were a symbol of their shared dreams and aspirations, and they united the group in their quest. The humans kept these snacks on a high shelf. A very high shelf. It was a place that seemed almost impossible to reach. But that didn't deter the determined pets. They would spend hours devising plans and strategies to get to the coveted treats. Each attempt brought them closer, and their teamwork and persistence were truly inspiring.
"This is not right!" Hoodie exclaimed, his eyes wide with determination. The other pets nodded in agreement, their resolve strengthening. They knew that together, they could overcome any obstacle and achieve their goal. The quest for snacks had become more than just a mission. It was a testament to their friendship and their unbreakable bond. We need a plan to get those snacks.
Obviously, I already have one.
Ooh, let's fly up there.
Nibbles, who was busy stuffing his cheeks with sunflower seeds, just nodded in agreement. He was always hungry.
Fly, that's ridiculous. We need a real plan. A plan involving strength.
He puffed out his chest. Whiskers rolled his eyes. This was going to be harder than he thought. Hoodie's plan was simple. Too simple. He would stand on his hind legs and reach for the shelf.
See, almost there.
He jumped. He missed. He landed with a loud thump.
Told you.
Not helpful, Whiskers.
Even Nibbles, his cheeks still full of seeds, giggled. Hoodie grumbled. Maybe he needed a new plan.
Okay, Whiskers. What's your brilliant idea then?
Whiskers, ever the strategist, pointed his tail in the air.
Teamwork. We use all our strengths.
Strengths? What strengths?
Exactly.
Whiskers ignored them. He had a plan. And this time it just might work.
All right, team. This is Operation Snack Attack, Take 2. Let's do this. We've trained for this moment, and now it's time to put our skills to the test. Remember, teamwork is key. Everyone knows their role, so let's execute it perfectly.
Whiskers' plan was complicated. It wasn't just a simple grab and go, it was a meticulously thought-out strategy. Whiskers had spent countless nights perfecting every detail, ensuring that every possible scenario was accounted for. The plan was a masterpiece of feline ingenuity.
It involves stacks of books, a strategically placed rope, and, well, a whole lot of squeaking from Nibbles. The books were to create a makeshift ladder, the rope to secure the structure, and Nibbles' squeaking was the signal for each phase of the operation. It was a symphony of chaos and precision.
Hoodie held the rope. His paws were steady, his grip firm. He knew that the success of the mission depended on his ability to keep the rope taut. Hoodie had practiced this role countless times, and he was determined not to let his team down.
Got it! I won't let go this time. Hoodie's voice was filled with determination. He remembered the last attempt when he had accidentally let the rope slip, causing the entire structure to collapse. This time he was ready.
Peppy squawked encouragement. The little bird was the team's cheerleader, always ready with a word of motivation. Peppy's enthusiasm was infectious, and it kept the team's spirits high even in the most challenging moments.
You got this, team! Keep going! Peppy's voice rang out, clear and confident. The team needed that boost, especially now as they were about to execute the most critical part of the plan.
And Nibbles, small but mighty, gnawed at the bottom of the bookshelf. His tiny teeth worked furiously, creating just enough space for the books to slide into place. Nibbles might have been the smallest member of the team, but his contribution was crucial.
Almost there. Just a bit more. Nibbles whispered to himself, his eyes focused on the prize. The snacks were tantalizingly close, and he could almost taste victory.
The shelf wobbled, the pets held their breath. Every second felt like an eternity as they watched the structure sway. It was a delicate balance, and any sudden movement could spell disaster.
Steady, steady, Hoodie whispered, his eyes never leaving the rope. He knew that any slip-up now could ruin everything they had worked for.
But just as the snacks seemed within reach, the humans returned. The sound of footsteps echoed through the room and the pets froze. Their hearts pounded as they realized their mission was in jeopardy.
Abort! Abort! Peppy squawked, flapping his wings frantically. The team had to act fast if they wanted to avoid being caught.
The pets scrambled, books toppled, the rope fell slack, and the carefully constructed ladder came crashing down. It was chaos as each pet tried to find a hiding spot.
Run for it! Hoodie shouted, his voice filled with urgency. The pets scattered in all directions, each one trying to find a safe place to hide.
Quick hide, Whiskers commanded, his eyes darting around the room. He knew that they had only seconds before the humans would discover their presence.
Every pet for themselves. Nibbles squeaked, his tiny legs carrying him as fast as they could. The once coordinated team was now a flurry of fur and feathers, each pet focused solely on escaping detection.
And just like that, their carefully crafted plan fell apart. The room was a mess, and the snacks were still out of reach. The pets regrouped in their hiding spots, their hearts heavy with the weight of their failed mission. But even in the face of defeat, they knew they would try again. After all, they were a team, and they would never give up on their quest for the ultimate snack.
One last try, that's all we have.
Hoodie was impatient, Peppy was anxious, even Nibbles seemed nervous, but Whiskers remained calm.
This time we do it my way.
He had noticed something important. The humans always left the window open a crack, just a crack.
Nibbles, my friend, I think it's time you showed them your stuff.
Nibbles, it turned out, was a champion climber. He had always been nimble and quick, darting through the house like a tiny whirlwind. But no one had ever seen him climb like this before. It was as if he had been training for this very moment his entire life. With every leap and bound he seemed to defy gravity, scaling walls and furniture with ease. His friends watched in awe, their eyes wide with admiration and a hint of envy. They knew Nibbles was special, but this was something else entirely. He squeezed through the window crack and disappeared into the night. The moonlight cast a silvery glow on his fur, making him look almost ethereal. Outside, the world was a vast playground, full of opportunities and adventures waiting to be had. Nibbles took a deep breath, savoring the cool night air. He knew he had a mission, and he was determined to succeed. With a final glance back at his friends, he darted off into the shadows, his heart pounding with excitement. Moments later, the window swung open. The silence of the night was broken by the soft creak of the hinges. Nibbles had returned, and he wasn't empty-handed. His friends gathered around, their faces filled with anticipation. They had been waiting for this moment, and now it was finally here. The window was their gateway to a world of treats and treasures, and Nibbles was their fearless leader. A rope made of knotted dish towels fell to the ground. Nibbles was back, and he wasn't alone. Bags of chips, boxes of cookies, he had raided the pantry and brought back a bounty of snacks. His friends couldn't believe their eyes. They had never seen so much food in one place. It was like a dream come true. Nibbles had outdone himself and they couldn't wait to dig in, even a jar of peanut butter. It was the crown jewel of their haul. Nibbles had risked everything to get it, and now it was theirs. The rich, creamy goodness was more than just a treat, it was a symbol of their triumph. They had faced challenges and overcome them together. The peanut butter was a testament to their teamwork and determination. It was a glorious sight. The mountain of snacks was a testament to their hard work and perseverance. They had faced obstacles and conquered them. Now they could finally enjoy the fruits of their labor. The air was filled with laughter and chatter as they dug into their feast. It was a moment of pure joy and celebration.
I told you. The words rang out, filled with pride and satisfaction. Nibbles had proven himself, and his friends couldn't be prouder. They had doubted him at first, but now they knew better. Nibbles was a true hero, and they were lucky to have him on their side.
His tiny chest puffed with pride. He had accomplished something incredible and he knew it. The admiration of his friends was the sweetest reward of all. Nibbles stood tall, his heart swelling with pride. He had faced his fears and come out victorious. It was a moment he would never forget. For once, he was the hero. The spotlight was on him, and he basked in its glow. Nibbles had always been the underdog, but now he was the star of the show. His friends cheered and celebrated, their voices echoing through the night. It was a night of triumph and joy, a night they would remember forever. Nibbles had shown them that with courage and determination, anything was possible. And as they enjoyed their feast, they knew that this was just the beginning of many more adventures to come. The pets feasted. Hoodie devoured a bag of potato chips. Peppy munched on crackers. Nibbles, finally full, napped on a pile of cookies. And Whiskers? He sat back, licking his paw with satisfaction. He had done it again. The mastermind strikes.
Next time, we aim for the refrigerator.
The humans never figured out how the snacks disappeared. They blamed squirrels. They blamed each other. They even blamed the mailman. But the pets knew the truth, and they were sworn to secrecy. It was their adventure, their triumph, their legend, the legend of the snack seekers.